Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR 25 career mode here on the channel. Hope you're all having a great day. We're jumping straight into the action here from Lime Rock Park because, well, I accidentally screwed up the recording for the practice and qualifying, so we're going to be jumping straight into the race because this is when I fixed everything. We've got a brand new paint scheme with the new sponsorship, as you saw there, with Quartermaster on the car. We've got this more dark blue and red and white livery on the car as we qualified 24th for our first road course effort as William Sawalich is on pole. It's going to be 9 laps of racing. Doesn't even take a full minute to get around this Lime Rock Park. It's kind of that short track style road course which really matches NASCAR so well as we get ready to kick things off here. 5 races coming your guys' way today, and it all kicks off from the 24th starting position here from Lime Rock Park now as we head down into turn number 1, and high expectations. Of course, we come from a road racing background, and road racing has become such a prominent part of NASCAR racing nowadays that if you're going to be a successful NASCAR driver, you also got to know now how to be good on the road courses. Back in the day, you only had to be good on 2 road courses, and well, they didn't really affect your season if you ran bad on them, but now it's a different story. You have to be competitive at road courses if you're going to be a NASCAR champion, as well as we continue on in this opening lap with a sponsor goal of a top 20 with the brand new sponsorship on our car. Now, I would like to sign like a season-long sponsor. Would be nice, but nonetheless, we're working our way forward very early, making a bit of contact right there now as we're going to get a little bit physical here today. We're trying to, of course, show what we are able to do here in a more of a low equipment tiered vehicle now as we continue on in towards the top 20 just about here at the end of lap 1 now as we start lap 2 into turn 1, a bit of a check up. We're going to try to peek the nose up the inside of the number 9 now as we're going to get really physical with that number 9. I really don't mind shoving him off the track if I have to now as we continue to actually beef with this number 9 of Dennison. We clear him and we take the position. Thank you very much. I'm going to race that car quite hard if I need to as we're to the back of Brayton Laster now, into the back of Laster. Not what I wanted to do there, as we love Brayton Laster here on this channel. He's a very cool dude. Nonetheless, I think we've got more pace than he has right now, and I think we are shaping up here for episode 3 to have a very competitive overall episode if we can get this top 20, maybe even a top 15. I swear that's not intentional. I just wasn't ready for the checkups there as Laster, watch this again, he is way off the pace and I wasn't ready for it, and that's going to open the door for Tad Moffitt, and of course the 9's going to get back past us as well, so we drop down to 22nd here now as, yeah, just really wasn't anticipating the lack of pace from the Laster's car. Now as we lean on the door of that number 9, rough him up once more, now clear him again back into P21. Let's see if we can get Brayton Laster here shortly as we come towards the final turn, coming to lap 4, and we'll pass this 06 Camry and back into the top 20. And now I'm like, okay, let's just settle in and do what we do best, which is optimizing our lap times on these road courses. Now, of course, we are a Canadian karting champion. Our first NASCAR Canada Series win came on a road course at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park in a photo finish against TJ Kennington. We have had a lot of success on the road courses, but as well, when we were coming over to the US to run in Cars Tour and SRX, we got away from road courses for a while to just simply focus on oval racing. So this is my first oval race in the timeline in what would be about a year and a half, so it's our first road course race in quite some time, and we're back into the flow of things, and we are working our way forward. I mean, we're not going to have a race-winning effort, but that's all because of the equipment that we're in, as we continue, though, to turn heads with performances like this, and I feel like we very well might be spending another season in ARCA, but we're setting ourselves up for a dominant season, I think, in ARCA if we do spend another season here, which I think it's pretty well impossible to move up the trucks. We have to have 25,000 rep. We're not even at 10,000. We should hit 10,000 at the end of this episode, though, as we're going to pass the Daytona winner from the season opener, Alex Clubb, in the 03. We move ourselves into the top 15. We are on pace right now for maybe a career best result, which would not be surprising that it came at a road course. Now, as we come towards the final lap, and we've run down the number 5 into turn number 1, Greg Van Alst up here as well in the 35, had a very competitive run as well. As we continue to move forward into 14th position, we might be able to get Van Alst before this race comes to the checkered flag here. It's Isabella Robusto who's actually leading the way on the final lap here. Now she's about to pick up her first win here in ARCA as we come out of the next corner there, right on the back of Van Alsten. Here we go with an opportunity coming into the penultimate turn to make a move for P13. Bit of contact, maybe. No, we clear him on the exit. Isabella Robusto wins her first race in the ARCA series as we round the final turn. It's going to be a career high for us here today at Lime Rock Park. It's going to be P13 on the road course. Very, very happy with that now as we meet the sponsor goal, and we are going to make some good money here this weekend with that. As you can see, Robusto picking up the victory now. Honestly, I mean, if we could have just had a level 5 car all around, I mean, who knows what we would have been capable of, but I mean, still, we made $8,000 after that race in profit. We as well scored over 30 points. You can see the level 3 body gonna take some damage, same for the chassis. I mean, everything's not too worn out, so we should be able to get everything in pretty good shape going into the next race at Dover. So we should be in pretty good shape here now, as you can see us getting all the work assigned. Now, I am considering buying 2 level 5 parts today, but we're not going to for Dover. We're just going to keep the same parts here: level 3 body and chassis, level 4 engine, level 5 suspension. Now we roll in to Dover Motor Speedway, the high banks here at the Monster Mile. This is one I'm pretty excited for, and we head down into qualifying with that sponsor goal still top 20 for Dover, as well as we continue rolling through 1 and 2, and the car felt really, really good in the first couple of corners, and as we head down the back straightaway into turn number 3, again, the car overall felt really, really good. So I was pretty hopeful that we were going to run a really good qualifying lap here as we exit turn 4 down the front stretch, and it's going to be P12, so that's pretty competitive, and this is not even with a level 5 car, so I feel like Dover is a track we could maybe perform really well at going forward in the future. But it's William Sawalich on pole position as we jump through into the race now from that 12th spot, just behind the 11 of Zachary Tinkle. Now the green flag is out, and we're rolling here from Dover. The 73 of Andy Jankowiak there up my inside. Now is a bit of a slow start here. 20 laps of racing here from the Monster Mile now as we lose some ground right off the bat. There goes Corey Day in the 77 as well, so not, of course, the start I was looking for, but we dropped to 14th, which is still, I mean, a pretty good spot to kind of settle in here. Now we can kind of focus in on going forward and just trying to keep this car hooked up on the bottom. Immediately we run down that 77 of Corey Day. We'll get right up against his quarter panel there briefly now. Couldn't quite battle him there into turn number 1, but he does leave the door open. Look at the AI just running all over the place, which is fantastic to see now, as I mean, I'm having a lot of fun playing this game. There's certainly some flaws with the AI, and overall there's some flaws here and there all throughout the game, but there's so much fun to be had that it kind of makes up for the flaws that we already know as well that this dev team is going to continue to work on. It's just nice and refreshing to have a NASCAR game that works and is fun. Even, like I said, there's still flaws that need to be worked on, and I'll probably do a video kind of highlighting everything that's great and also the flaws that need to be worked on in this game here in the coming days. Now, as I'm actually going to catch the outside wall in 1 and 2, and we drop down to P14th behind Takuma Koga now as we continue ripping the top, and it's actually working pretty well as I would get to the outside of Tinkle and then give a shot to the back bumper of Koga into turn number 3, and I'm going to make a bit of a mistake again, catching the wall again, so just over pushing the car again, and now we've got Brad Smith behind us, but fortunately we hang on to the 15th position now as we've got a crash on the exit of turn 2. That's Jankowiak and Tinkle are both involved. Caution's gonna fly, and there you have it. We're gonna be P15 at the time of yellow. The 2 drivers that just crashed, this is where one of the flaws is with the AI. They are staying out on the racetrack with damage, and they're gonna be way off the pace. As you see, as we go back green right here, they are going to initially launch, but then as we kind of approach the start-finish line and go into turn number 1, you're going to see the lack of pace that they have because of the, well, impacts that they just had now. As there it is, they just all of a sudden, I mean, just top out, and they are both slow, and they're in the way as we exit turn 2 with 3 wide. Jake Bowman just absolutely ripped it around the outside at the number 11 as we get into the 14th spot now with just less than 10 laps to go. But I mean, that saves us because we're going to have no pressure from behind because Tinkle and Jan Kowiak are both way off the pace there. But they do, the AI, when they are really slow, it takes them about a lap or so, but they do eventually like start getting out of the way, which is at least nice, a small positive of a bit of a pretty big negative, as we would be able to pass Bowman. We got up to the back of Patrick Staropoli here for a 12th, but unfortunately I couldn't quite pass him by the final lap, so we just kind of settled in here to the 13th position as we roll through 1 and out of turn 2 down this back straightaway. Now Isaac Kitzmiller right in front of us. Can we pass any of these guys? I'm going to rip the top in turn 3 and 4 and hope I don't hit the wall now as we roll up the racetrack. Try to carry the momentum down the front straightaway. I think we're going to get P12. It's going to be a new career best here in Dover. P12. Very, very strong effort there. And again, another goal met for the sponsor, which means we might get another sponsor offer here following Dover. William Sawalich picks up the win over Tyler Reef, Jake Finch, Brendan Queen, LeVar Scott. Your top 5. Following Dover, we made $9,000 profit for the team, another 30-plus point day. Very happy with that now, as we're not really paying a lot of attention to the points in our first season because we're not a threat for anything. But you can see, I mean, overall, I mean, not much wear on the parts of the car, and we can afford to maybe buy some new parts. We're up to $21,000 for the team. So the team has decided to go and buy a new part for the car now, as we as well do have sponsor interest actually from NASCAR Speed Park. NASCAR is looking to actually get on board with our Toyota program here if we finish in the top, 26 in this next race, which I feel like should be pretty easy here, and that's going to be at IRP. So we're going to buy a level 5 chassis for the car, and that's not where we're stopping. We're also going to buy a level 5 body. So we're going to have a level 5 body, chassis, and suspension, and a level 4 engine in the car coming into IRP, where I have pretty high hopes coming into this race now as we start qualifying here at IRP. This is a racetrack I've got very minimal experience at in any NASCAR game, so it's been like almost 20 years since this has been in a NASCAR game now. As you can see me slipping and sliding around a little bit there, struggling. This is a track we as well are going to face in the Truck Series, so this is a track that we got to try and get good at as quick as possible now as we exit turn 4 down the front straightaway. Very, very loose, and it would show up on the timing. We were 24th, which is higher than the expectation to get the NASCAR sponsorship, but William Sawalich on pole position. But I wasn't feeling so confident because, I mean, we just put 2 new level 5 parts in the car, and we have just not been able to find any speed here at IRP as we come through to start the race now, and now there's a bit of concern as we head to the start-finish line and into turn number 1, and again another 20-lap sprint here from IRP, and right off the bat you can see the back end of the car is just sliding around, and this is going to really make for a rough race here now for myself as we continue on. Amber Balcane's going to pass us into turn number 3, and I'm immediately struggling and not feeling very confident in the ability of this number 41 Quartermaster Toyota Camry now as we head into turn 1. We're going to lose another spot to Brad Smith in the 48 Ford Mustang, and things are not looking good here, as you can see. I mean, just on board on the roof cam, I mean, just slipping and sliding all over the place now. So I know that at this point it's all about survival. There's no way I'm getting a top 20. So the AI just, I mean, clearly really difficult at this racetrack now as we continue to just try and hang on, and we are trying to search around as well, because you can search around on this game, but we slide on the exit of turn 4, and that's Brayton Laster up my inside. I mean, we had some run-ins with him in Lime Rock, and now we've slid up into the outside wall. I mean, we are just clinging on to life, and we dropped down to 29th behind David Smith, so it's just a disaster. We would get passed by Rita Goulet and drop down to 30th position, and it just simply continues to get worse now as I just cannot find any grip no matter where I go. The inside was actually worse. So, I mean, it was just, yeah, I mean, I was just kind of riding, trying to find something now. I mean, I didn't stop searching for speed, and I actually am going to make a pass on the 05. Can you believe it? We are actually going to pass somebody, so there's one small positive, but obviously we're not going to get the top 26, and we're not going to get that sponsorship opportunity with NASCAR, in where I thought this was going to be a real chance to run top 10 with the upgrades that we have brought as a team. Instead, I am here clinging to life in 30th position on the final lap. It's not good. It's not pretty. Brendan Queen would pick up the win as I roll through 3 and 4 for the final time. And I mean, how in the world do we bring upgraded parts and run so much worse here at IRP? It was just not a good showing here. So 30th position, an absolute embarrassment to myself, to the team as well. Obviously not what they're going to be looking for, as we just kind of have to move on and go into the next race and hope for the best there. As you can see, Queen held off Sawalich. Actually, it looks like it was a photo finish, and Isabella Robusto in third. We actually have a worn engine, so now we're going to have to buy a new engine. But this could be maybe an opportunity for us to go buy like a level 5 engine or something. But we actually have some breaking news from the Dale Jr. download.
Hey everybody, it's Dale Jr. back again for the Dale Jr. Download in the Dirty Mo Media studio with my co-host TJ Majors. And as we expected, NASCAR has dropped the hammer on the teams this week. Huge fines coming out of the NASCAR building. And you know, you don't love to see this for any of these teams. The teams, they have to push the envelope and try to bend the rule book. Sometimes they go over the line, and NASCAR, they cannot hesitate to come down hard on these teams when that happens.
Yeah, these are some of the biggest fines that I've seen. So it's interesting. It's interesting, like you said, though, teams are always trying to get as much as they can, and you have to. And sometimes you step over the line, and there's a price to pay for that.
Yeah, it's tough to know, whether, your crew chief or whatever, engineers are going to be bending the rules all the time, trying to gain an advantage in the garage and try to create speed for your car. But that's always going to be the risk for them. Yeah. Is will NASCAR, if NASCAR were to see something they didn't like, how severe will NASCAR's interpretation of this be? And what will they believe the intent to be? And then, whether it's a suspension or a fine, in this case, it's a monetary fine and a big one at that.
Yeah, thinking back at some of the fines, do you remember some of the fines you got? I think most of yours were for language.
Yeah, I would get in trouble. I don't remember being fined a lot. I had a lot of, we had some suspensions with crew chiefs and so forth. But I did get fined for cussing, which was, and points. The points are the worst, man.
The points are worse.
The money is tough, but anytime you lose points, I mean, that's really what matters. That's what teams are trying to accumulate to go out there and win the championship. But the money hurts. In this situation, this fine being this large, this is going to be tough for this team. They'll have to figure out ways to balance their books and continue to be competitive, and that's tough to do. You remember when Rusty Wallace paid his fine years and years ago?
Yeah, it was a heavy, heavy fine, literally.
Yeah, he paid it in pennies. So we'll see what happens. Maybe this driver might have a sarcastic way to deliver the message back to NASCAR. They're not too happy.
It'd be interesting.
We have been fined $5,000 by NASCAR due to the engine that was worn out was found to actually have an illegal part within the engine, and we have lost $5,000, and we have just $2,323 left as a team. This is almost worst case scenario because now we need a new engine and we can barely afford one. We had to buy a level 3 engine, which is not going to be ideal. Fortunately, we can keep everything else. So we have a level 5 body, level 5 chassis, level 5 suspension, but now we are down to a level 3 engine. Of course, the main thing that makes a car go fast is a good engine, and we don't have that. I think we're in for a bit of a rough final 2 races this episode. This fine could not have come at a worse time. I mean, a disaster. Obviously, I have no say into what in the world is being used on this race car now, but obviously NASCAR is not happy with something in the engine, and we have lost $5,000 on our team, and it would show immediately. Qualifying 21st in Iowa, which isn't terrible, but I knew that the overall race pace was going to struggle, as it was actually Tyler Reif on pole position over Sawalich and Brendan Queen, with Staropoli and LeVar Scott rounding out the top 5. So now we've got to spend these next 2 races trying to build up the finances of this team again for the big hit that we just took. So it's really not ideal. We would have been able to have a level 4 engine in the car again if we didn't receive that fine. We couldn't have afforded a level 5 engine, but still, obviously, a level 4 engine is going to be way better than a level 3. So, and you can see right off the bat, down the straightaways is where I'm getting pulled away from. It's just, that not a good situation for our team to be in. And underfunded team, getting hit with a big penalty there. It's a really poor situation as we continue on to lap 2 in another 20-lap race here from Iowa Speedway now. And by the way, Iowa Speedway looks absolutely fantastic in this game. It is beautiful now, as I mean, you can tell we are in struggle city at this point, and the top 20 goal is not even going to be close. So we're going to continue to fall down the order. Fortunately, next race is a road course, Watkins Glen. I think that's a good opportunity for us to get back into the mix now. But I mean, here in Iowa, it's just all about hanging on again, similar to last race in IRP, as I've just got no speed anywhere. Even in the corners, I'm struggling compared to the AI cars who are all just kind of ripping by me now as we come through towards lap 5, and we're down to 28th position, and it only gets worse. You can see me again doing the same thing I did in IRP, and that's searching around the racetrack, seeing if I can find a little bit of speed somewhere. Brayton Laster passed us. We're down to 30th position, down to 31st. It's just a free fall at this point. Eventually, the bleeding has to stop, but the question is, where is it going to stop? And the answer was around 34th. I would drop to the 34th position behind Jackson McLaren, and we would pretty well finally settle in, as I did still have some pressure from behind, but we were actually would hold our own here in 34th, and that was it. I mean, we come to the final lap, and I hadn't gained anything, I hadn't lost anything, just a complete overall disaster coming off of a $5,000 fine to the team as we roll through 3 and 4 for the final time. It's super cool that those things can happen, because it can completely derail some races for your team. As you can see here, we end up 34th in Iowa. Disaster, absolute disaster, as it's actually Tyler Reif getting the victory as well over William Sawalich and Brendan Queen. Cole Raz up there in the top 5 as well. Great effort from him. And unfortunately, it gets worse. The suspension is worn out, so we cannot fix the suspension. We need to buy a new suspension now. So we do have $5,600 in the bank after this race, which means we can afford a new suspension. It's just not going to be a level 5 suspension. Now, I think we can afford a level 4. You're going to see me selling some parts, just trying to get a little bit more money as well, selling the Warren engine as well, and we would buy a level 4 suspension for $4,300 and put that on the car and fix up the rest of it. So the car is all fixed up. A level 5 body, level 5 chassis, level 3 engine, and instead of a level 5 suspension, we have to settle for now a level 4 suspension. Not a good situation. It is what it is, and we'll try to carry on here and just simply hope for the best. And as we come through into Watkins Glen, I think obviously this is a good opportunity for me to kind of bring my road course talent above the car and hopefully get that top 20 effort for the team. I think it's going to be very possible now, as the road course racing in this game with this handling model is quite a bit of fun. It's really easy to slip up and especially over the curbing, so it's really easy to screw up at these road courses, but when the car is driving nice and smooth, the road course racing is a lot of fun here now as we come through the final turn, heading down this front straightaway now with a, actually I was going to say a goal time, but there's not actually a goal time, it's just a position goal as we head to the stripe. A 117 puts us P26, so outside the top 20, but I am still confident we can claw our way forward, kind of like what we did in Lime Rock now, as William Sawalich over Tyler Reif, Robusto, Allen, and Queen on the top 5 positions as we get ready for the final race in today's episode now. And immediately I want to just absolutely send it into turn number 1 here now on Brad Smith, who's directly in front of me. Amber Balcane to my left side now as we're going to show the nose 3 wide into turn number 1 as we slide. We're 3 wide on the exit of the corner. You notice no rear view mirror, so this is one of the tracks where on the Xbox Series S, the optimization, they optimize the game really bad on this console, and this is one of the tracks where if you turn the mirror on, you can really see it, and if you go into like third person view, you can really see it as well. It's really awkward how they managed to make that happen, but hopefully they fix that as soon as possible. Now, as we head down the back straightaway towards the bus stop, we got plenty of cars, I mean, absolutely stomping on the brake pedal, and I have to just take evasive action, which helps us. It moves us into 18th, so I mean, here we go. We have gotten into the top 20. You saw Brayton Laster absolutely, I mean, licked the stamp and sent it into the bus stop as well. He was able to pass 17th position of Ed Pompa. I love the AI doing the Watkins Glen thing where they just use the runoff. That's absolutely fantastic to see now as well as we continue on in the 18th spot in front of Greg Van Alst. Only 5 laps of racing here from Watkins Glen as we head into the bus stop chicane, and I had felt like right off the bat I had pretty well gotten just about everything I could have out of this car on that opening lap, and now it was just kind of about hanging on to the 18th position, proving I can defend my position as we are trying to run down that 17th spot now, and I just don't think it's going to be able to happen. But I say that we have run down Ed Pompa by the time we came into the penultimate corner, and look at this, going to keep it around the outside. Great racing you can have with the AI. They give you the room. You can fight side by side around the outside in the final turn at Watkins Glen. We should be able to clear him hopefully into turn number 1, turning the mirror on, and we do clear him now into the corner. So we'll now try to go after 16th position of Brayton Laster, but as we come to 2 laps to go, I hadn't really gained anything on him, and our progress kind of just stabilized right here. This was pretty well as far as I felt like I was going to get as we continue on, and just watching Brayton Laster kind of edge away a little bit here and there, and I just realized at this point, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be able to get him. Started the final lap, and he's opened up the gap by another few tenths of a second. He's not like blowing us out of the water, but we have at least rebounded to a decent result given the whole situation of getting the $5,000 fine today. So I'm pretty happy overall that, you know, we have at least had this back-up race to kind of hopefully give us a bit more money going into the final episode of the season, and that will then allow us to kind of get the car back to where it needs to be. And this should be enough of a performance as well to get us to rank 2 on the reputation, which I don't think will come with anything, of course, but nonetheless, through the bus stop for the final time, getting through there very well. No pressure from behind. Van Alst is there, but he's just not close enough to make a move, and I've gotten him pretty kind of, you know, taken care of at this point now, as Tyler Reif is going to get another win here. He's going to get both of his season wins in this episode alone as he exits the final turn down the front straightaway. Reif takes victory in Watkins Glen. We come through the penultimate corner right up against the curbing right there. We go a little bit wide on the exit now, 1 turn to go, and after the $5,000 fine, a couple of bad races after a couple of great races to start, actually clip the outside wall, but we're at least going to finish the episode off with a solid result here for P17. Not how I imagined the episode going and derailing, to say the least, but I mean, we bounced back to something decent, and I think we're setting ourselves up well to where in the next episode, honestly, I think we can start running top 10 by the end of the season. And then, yeah, I mean, I've got a plan. If we do a second season in ARCA, if we have to, I'm going to condense it probably even further so you guys don't have to sit through the same thing over and over again. Don't worry, I'm not going to make you do that, as we do have our car in decent shape following today's episode, and we do hit rank 2 in the reputation, which gets you nothing. You have to wait till you hit that 25,000 rep. That's at rank 3, and then we do, of course, have some opportunities in the truck series. So we've now got $10,000 back in the bank for the team. So going into next episode, going into Richmond, we're going to, I think, have ourselves in some decent shape. We also have another sponsorship offer for JRI Shocks now, and we'll see if we can maybe pull that off to get a little bit more funding for the team. But overall, we're going to be keeping the same car going into Richmond, but then after Richmond, hopefully, if we can get a really solid result at the short track there, we can maybe make some level 5 upgrades once again. That's going to do it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We're going to finish off the season in the next one as Brendan Queen has a 20-point lead and tries to hang on to the 2021 in this timeline ARCA Championship. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.